Hi, Roy Keate. How are you, buddy?
Good. How are you, Mike Healy?
If I was any better, it'd be illegal.
Good to hear.
Yeah, so it's good. It looks like we're live, so that's cool. Awesome. Well, first off, thanks everybody for joining me again for another cloud investing podcast. My name is Mike Healy. I have my first sponsor, Roy. Check this out. I
Nice.
had somebody contact me and get a shirt. It says Cloud Investing. In case you can't hear it, you're only hearing the audio,
Wow.
hosted by Mike Healy.
Awesome. I want one of those.
Yeah, it's by modernprintco.com, modernprintco.com. They see that I do, because I actually do product reviews for Amazon. That's what I've been doing on the side a long time ago.
Wow.
And this company contacted me. I'm like, hey, I got an idea for you. Make
Nice.
me a shirt. I'll mention your name on the thing. So it's good to go. So
Very cool.
well, first off, Roy, thanks for letting me pin you down on this, because we've been talking on the podcast primarily about the cloud investing. I call it cloud investing, but it's the data center units that people are getting their hands on and enabling us to earn royalties off of cloud storage, which is unheard of, right? It's just the most incredible thing. Before we jump in, if you don't mind, because this is kind of our first actually interaction, introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about your background, because I know you've really been doing well with this. And then I'll start just asking you questions. Is that cool?
Yeah, sure. So, so my background, I've been in construction pretty much my entire working career, excavation to be specific. My dad took me out of school when I was pretty young to work in the trenches and earn money for rent. So,
Wow.
been in the working class, out in the sun. I'm 42 now, so pretty, what is that, 20, 25 years, something like that. So around age 30, I decided I was sick of making other people money and started my own company. I've been running my own company for about 10 years now. But I'm a student of life, and I'm always trying to learn the best ways to advance and make money. And really, recently, I've really focused on lifestyle. So running a company, yeah, I was financially free. I did well. I recently sold that company because I have been very hyper focused on lifestyle. One day I was just sitting there wondering that, thinking 10, 15 years in the future, where I would be if I didn't change what I was doing. And running this company, it's really hard to find good qualified help. I don't know if you have ever run a company. I'm sure you understand that. So I found I didn't have any free time with the company. So I felt like I always had to be there. The minute I took a vacation, I'd come back and shit would hit the fan, and so I just felt like I always had to be there. And so I really didn't have freedom of time, and the lifestyle, it wasn't the lifestyle I wanted. So I took a huge risk. I have come up with all kinds of ideas to benefit the construction industry. I got a patent on a tool. I'm building an app right now, and these cloud machines also are a big focus of mine because it allows me to live the lifestyle that I want. So I've really focused on passive income opportunities. That's why, you and I met investing in nodes a while back. I'm really focused on passive income opportunities and making money online, because that allows me, I can do that on the beach somewhere, right? And
We're definitely on the same page then.
yeah, right. So just hyper focus on lifestyle. What kind of lifestyle do I want? What if I could go anywhere in the world at any time and still be available online to answer my emails, run companies, build companies, and still have that residual passive income coming in every single day. That's been my whole goal. And so this falls right in line with that lifestyle mindset. I've really been hyper focused on mindset as well. My Instagram page is Royalty Mindset, and it's for a
Nice.
reason. Like, what if we were royalty? What if you could have anything you wanted at any time without any restrictions? What if you could get out of your own way and have the mindset of just pure freedom, right? So that's exactly what these cloud machines do for me.
That's perfect, because because what if people are new or you're listening for the first time on here, what we found is obviously data centers are the biggest thing out there. Everybody's looking to get into that market, but typically it takes billions of dollars to get into that market. We've actually partnered up with a company that is allowing us to kind of, I call it fractionalized invest in these things, because inside data centers are what they call towers, and inside the towers are called units. So if you're breaking it down, and inside the units, each unit is kind of like a hotel, or that has, or maybe a condo. Let's say it's a condo complex that you own, and you get paid on the occupancy. And the company that we're doing this with is helping load data tenants on those servers. We can literally, like right now, I mean, I don't know how early you saw this, but I remember the pricing for just one unit was like 10,000, and then it went to 12,000, and then it went to 15, and now it's almost 17,000 for a unit, because the demand is going there. And if people don't get them, they're going to be paying out more. But the reason we're doing this is because they project that these things, as tenants occupy the space in the cloud storage, they're going to pay approximately, between 1,000 and as much as $4,000 a month for like 5 years. Does that help you, Roy Keate, with your lifestyle if you got a digital asset paying you money?
Absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, I was lucky enough to get on that early adopter program. I bought my first one at 10K, and and then I just saw it's just kind of like the nodes. I bought a few of them, and I saw them work for a minute, and I was like, oh man. And then I started, my mind starts playing number games. I'm sure we've all done.
Yeah.
And so then I was like, man, well, what if I could, you know, 5x that? So that's what I did. I bought five more for myself, so now I have six of them. And so, I mean, really, that many nodes that alone would support my lifestyle and then some. I'm just one investment, and I have like five other things going on. So yeah, I mean, this opportunity is massive, especially where you see the narrative going and the demand for data. I love to see the trends and get ahead of the trends, and that's really where you make the most money, right? Is getting in there before everybody else. And so I'm really, really excited about this opportunity. And I mean, you just watch the news. It seems like a news article pops up every day about these big major investors like Kevin O'Leary is investing billions of dollars in
Yep.
these data centers. So it's like follow the trend. It doesn't take a genius to see where this is going. So just get in front of it, put some money in, take a little risk, and enjoy the ride.
And those are called the clues when you got billionaires pointing the right direction.
Yep.
I mean, there's so many people that missed. Like, it's like you can literally, if you hit a good trend, you can change you and your family's financial future for forever. Like, if people don't, like, look at Henry Ford as an example of, getting people to move. I mean, for thousands and thousands of years, the fastest form of transportation was a horse.
Yep.
And he comes up with the car idea and then makes it a trend, quote unquote. And
Yep.
here we are today. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, it's, and the ability to be on the front end of that is amazing. I mean, I always laugh that it's kind of like the analogy, the surfer analogy, that a surfer typically starts paddling really, really hard, not when the wave's there, but when he sees it coming, to get that momentum to hit that wave. And a lot of people just get crashed on the beach because they're
Yeah.
not smart enough to take the time to listen to stuff like this, do their own due diligence. And we're obviously not financial advisors. Nothing on what we're saying is giving financial advice. I mean, I got disclaimers at the bottom of this video running 24/7. But Roy, where do you see where do you really see this thing going over the next couple of years? Like, in whether it's just the industry or the financial part of it, where do you see it going?
Well, I have the unique ability. I'm a crypto nerd. I've been in cryptocurrency since 2017, and even back then, I remember I was doing a lot of research and I was just following people on YouTube. It was really new to me. I'd never heard it before, and even then, before I even knew anything, I just wrapped my head around what it was. And I remember saying to my office manager at the time, I said, this is going to be the future currency of the world. And she was just like, no, no, I don't think so. That there's no way. And I was like, no, it is. And so I started putting money in way back then. And it's funny now where we see the narrative with crypto. I mean, presidents are talking about it. It's a political issue. I mean, BlackRock's invested into it now. I mean, that's the trend. If you can get in before the trend happens in a big way, that's where I feel like this is at. And so I bring crypto to this conversation because I still do a lot of research. And right now, the one of the biggest narratives in crypto is DPIN.
What is it
D
called?
DPIN, DEPIN.
Okay.
So it stands for Decentralized Private Infrastructure Network, I believe. So these projects are going to the moon right now because what they do is they rent GPUs to gaming companies and these big software companies. They rent GPUs to them because there's a GPU shortage. So
Explain GPU just real quick for people that don't know it.
So it's just basically
Got it.
computing power and storage for these companies. It just takes massive amounts of data to run a good solid game. And the games are getting more and more advanced with massive, really, really good graphics. And it just takes more and more power as time goes on and data storage. So these DPIN companies, and a lot of them are tied to AI now as well. And so I mean that's where I'm throwing a lot of money as well. And so that kind of tells me too, if the cryptocurrency narrative is taking off there and everybody's just piling onto these companies or renting this computing power, that tells you where narrative is going as well.
Yeah.
So where I see this going, I just see this expanding over, especially once, I mean, AI is a whole nother topic on the same issues. Just the stage that we're at right now in AI. Imagine once everybody has AI, an AI buddy, you know, that's what we're talking about. I kind of done a lot of research and listened to a lot of podcasts on AI. And it's terrifying, but also exciting how much that's going to disrupt society within a year or two. Within a year or two, I see, I mean, based off of what I've seen, huge disruption in the job industry, meaning AI is going to be smarter than doctors. They say it's going to know you better than you know yourself. It's going to be more empathetic than a therapist. It will know exactly, it'll be able to diagnose you just by a pinprick of your blood and some biometrics. It'll be able to diagnose you way better than a doctor ever could. And so it really is going to disrupt the white collar industry dramatically. And so that's another thing I see coming on the horizon that most people don't see, this tidal wave, this economic tidal wave that's going to just mow everybody over, and it's going to happen fast. It's going to be like a parabola of tech that's just, I mean, it's going to just, it's self-learning and it's just going to keep going and going. So with that said, that's another big incentive to invest into AI, which was what we're doing.
Yep.
Invest into cloud computing, because if you're not a part of this revolution and investing in being a part of the solution, it's going to take your job. So why not invest into something that's going to take your job rather than just waiting for it? And then, you know what I mean? It's like becoming part of the solution versus the problem that's going to hit you.
I
And,
had to go ahead.
yeah, that was my main point, is where is this going? It's literally the solution to be a part of, considering where we're headed.
It when you were talking about replacing jobs, it triggered. It may be almost a year ago. I remember when
Hard to say.
Chat GPT came out. Somebody posted a TikTok video, and this kid's over here, and you see that there's two guys in a dorm room, and this kid's over there in front of his computer crying, like he's, you know, in his early 20s. And he's like, "Hey buddy, what's going on?" Like his roommate's filming him, and he's literally looks at him, and he's got tears in his eyes and said, "I have spent 4 years here trying to figure this equation or these things out, and he goes, and this blanking thing just spit it out in
Yeah.
less than the solution to it in less than 5 minutes."
Yeah.
Like it was some major, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" Like it really, that kind of, because people, I mean, college to me is almost going to be a joke at this point, because one, by the time someone would take all this time to learn something, it's already outdated. And like you said, AI probably replaced it. I mean, I watched a training video yesterday on the next big trend in marketing is AI influencers. And you
Mhm.
literally cannot tell that they're fake girls. Like and like I saw the guy make a video of how he makes them. And
Yeah.
it was scary. Like some of these Instagram girls, they've literally got millions of followers, but they don't exist as human
Yeah.
beings. Like it's just weird.
Incredible.
Like we are literally living in Terminator with
Yeah.
Skynet. Right?
It's interesting you say that because even right now, if you compare this like to the cell phone tech, we are still in the Nokia
Yes. Flip
age where
phone.
we're playing Snake on the phone. We thought that was so genius, right? That's the version of the AI that we're dealing with. And it's going to, and those weren't self learning. That took some developers. Those were, I mean, humans, they have to sleep. They only work during work weeks. They take weekends off. This AI is self learning. So it's literally learning 24/7 all the time, compounding on top of itself. So for the time going from Nokia to the iPhone now, or maybe go back to even 2010, how smart that was. That took what, a decade, maybe, pretty long. So this is going to be like 2 years to do that. I mean, the faster it goes, the faster it goes. It's going to be incredible. And you talk about college. It's funny. Me and my son were having a conversation. He was doing a report on the pros and cons of college. And I said, don't go to college. Don't waste your money. Don't, because what's coming is I literally see colleges becoming obsolete
Yep.
because everything they're teaching you is to go get a white collar job, when really by the time you're done with college, those white collar jobs I see not being available because AI can do it way better. AI is not going to complain. It's not going to call in sick. It's not going to, scroll Facebook for 5 hours while they're on the clock.
Yep.
It's literally not going to do any of those things, and it can work 24/7. So as a company owner, why would you not do that? And so college colleges are going to be decimated because why go to college if I just have an AI buddy in my pocket that literally has all the knowledge and expertise way better than any human? So college is out and cloud computing is in.
Exactly. Because, and so we'll transition to this as we're kind of closing down here. Is all that being said, we have the opportunity, and anybody listening, if they get a hold of us, you know, one of us, to get in the front of this trend. Like with that money, that data has got to go somewhere. And that's what's so incredible about this is, I mean, the money that's going to be made, they said it's in the trillions, and people can't comprehend that number. I mean,
Yeah.
it's too big of a number for anybody to really grasp because they just throw it around, you know, easily these days. But we have the ability for, I'm talking pennies on the dollar, really, if you think about what kind of projected, you know, returns we get on this stuff, or royalties. It's just a mind. I mean, it's amazing. Like literally, if you said you already have 6 units and they're maxed out at $4,000 minimum a piece, what else can you do that? I mean, 6 times 4 is what, 24,000?
Yeah, and I think that's like average on the high end. The high, if they're totally maxed out, the high end I'm thinking is going to be around 300K per year.
Per
And
unit, right?
well,
Or
all total, yeah.
total, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
think about that. Like that's incredible.
On the low end, I mean, even the low end, say 150K a year. I mean, it doesn't even make sense. Like there is no other investment out there other than maybe crypto. But I love crypto, but the comparison is crypto has a 4-year cycle. So you buy at the bottom and then you wait 2 years and then you sell at the top and then you literally it goes down and you lose 80% of your value if you hold on. So really there's 2 years of earning and 2 years of losing really in crypto. With this, it's leveled out. It's just more consistent. There's not these high ups. There might be fluctuations, but nothing like crypto. So I really like the diversification of this. I like both ideas and run them both at the same time.
Yeah, that's a great point. I think we're going to probably end up closing on that one because that's perfect. So, well, Roy, thank you so much for being on here, man. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely, it's good
Glad
to
I
see
pinned you down here. I'm going to go stay right there. I'm going to go solo for just a second. Say goodbye to everybody. So thanks everybody for jumping on here. Don't forget you can listen to us on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, Amazon, all those places, as well as the YouTube channel. You can also go to cloudinvestingpodcast.com, cloudinvestingpodcast.com, and get lots of great information on what we're doing with these things. I've got a lot of articles on there as well. And big shout out to my t-shirt people, modernprintco.com. Thank you guys for hooking me up. And anyhow, I will see you on the next episode. Thanks.